What's up? What's up? I'm back. Now I gotta drop another video, especially being inspired after being on bro Sanchez's live feeds. Thanks for the time, Thanks for the energy. But it sparked the topic. Plus, I was just watching Beat Miles. We just talked about how there is a chosen race, and pretty much, bro, we've earned our rites of passage, and it's about the time for us to rise. And people are, I think, mixing up and getting other groups of people into our journey, and I really don't like to get into it because I've been said this shit literally in every other one of my videos in some type of other method. But pretty much, I think we should focus on the black rise, and if anybody's going to use us to rise, if they can, they can. I really wouldn't care. Like I said, I'm always about focusing on self, and then what's close to the self is my family, my friends, and really, if I can touch other people outside of that, that's cool. But I mean, I really don't have an urge to save the world, save mass groups of people. I'm just here to save the people that's like minded and like me. Like, so I mean, I don't really have an urge to save a whole other race besides my race, let alone my whole race. Period. So, but back to my race, or whatever you want to call it. I know people don't like to and that's really what I'm about to talk about. I know a lot of people don't really like to say black or melanated or shit that label us, but you gotta understand where this is coming from, bro. Black people had nothing. We're still trying to discover and rediscover what we are, and a part of that, our ancestors had to use simple stuff like black and just simple terminology. And I ain't saying that they came up with the word black, but they used it. They manifested. They said black is beautiful. Like, even though it was a negative, they flipped it around and made it a conscious thing. They talked about the Afro. There's so many women that talked about how they black was beautiful, and it just was a simplification because you start going deep and talking about your DNA and all that shit from the jump or whatever. Just you put people back to sleep. You just you got to start from the outside to the inside, almost with sleep people. When the true journey is from the inside out, but people, I mean, that's the message you want to tell people over time. But sometimes you got to just give people the physical shit that they can see, because a lot of people only learn by visual. They can't learn by faith, or they might say they faithful or whatever, but they really don't believe it because they never seen it type shit. But our generation is here pretty much to advance that idea, and I agree that, yeah, we shouldn't be stuck on just saying we're black people, because now we've, like, through that curiosity of becoming what is black, we're starting to figure out, oh no, we're aboriginals, we're native, we're primordial people, like we're first or whatever. Shout out to Dan Calloway. And just to another point, they asked me yesterday about how do I know who's first or whatever. When you just look at history, you always see that a certain race was invading, and a certain not even a certain race, a certain melanated people was already there, and another type of beings came and invaded. Like, I mean, period. Don't know where they came from or whatever, but I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody was already there in Australia, South America, India, whatever, Africa, America, we Native American, wherever, there's melanated people, and almost everybody history is the same, where it says they were invaded by colonizers. Let's use that word, colonizers, because I know people don't like to use the like white and black. And I said we're here to advance it, but we still have to respect it and understand where it comes from. We just can't get rid of it because not everybody on the same level. So we got to sometimes stick to the basics or whatever. But another way I could use this as an example, like our recent ancestors, like from the 50s and shit, wouldn't like the word nigga because they was like tortured and oppressed with that word. But if you look past slavery and past, the colonizers, we use nigga, niggas, nigga, like it was NGA, NEGUS, NAGA, like, and we had many tribes and many different versions of calling ourselves that word, and now we're just seeing how that word has been passed down. And it's also to go to you, like, it's like a prophecy. And these people, these colonizers, are really not our oppressors, it's ourselves. And when we wake up, we'll kind of see that. And the word nigga is just there for when we can go back, like, we don't know our family and shit, but when you see these words that's being used over time, you can go, well, how does these words correlate to now and then? Well, they were melanated people, and then you just try to see what was they things or whatever. Like the Nagar serpents, pretty much was a Kundalini story. They're not actually fucking serpent people, but they're melanated people. They could have. Some people say they're green or whatever, but it was still melanated. You want to say chlorophyll or whatever? Chlorophyll is just melanin, and chlorophyll is really in the same realm, and that's scientific fact. Like, it's pretty much like whatever pigment or whatever. It's our human chlorophyll is our pretty much melanin is our chlorophyll. And if you want to really boost your melanin in your skin, you can take chlorophyll and it'll help your melanin out. So I mean, it is what it is. We use, like I said, we use these words to help people grasp onto the black love and black or brown skin, whatever. But we're here to elevate it, and these words gonna have to be used for a while. But until people grasp the concept of just saying native or primordial or aboriginals, and then we're gonna go even farther than that. We're gonna be like, well, why we're aboriginals? Then we're gonna find out that we was from the universe and we soulful beings. And I mean, I figured this out. I've got that deep. But I mean, we can't just expect somebody that's still trying to figure out, well, we slaves or we Native Americans to, oh no, we just universal beings. And you gotta baby step it along the way. And I don't think people should be so mad about saying this is really what I'm making. It's just, oh, we still use black, oh, we still use nigga, oh, we still use these. All of these things, all these oppression is for our true growth. If you see it as oppression, and then same vice versa perspective, all these things can still be used to grow your soul, because black could be used in the yin and the yang. Like, we've been lost in darkness, now we're trying to find that light. And or same with other spiritual aspects. I mean, the darkness and lightness I always think is a mental aspect more than physical. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the journey that we'll have to go through. But like I said, we got to start simple. The black rise has been on this rise for a while, but I mean, it's about to pick up real fast. But it's like we graduating elementary or middle school, about to go to the next, next set of education. So I mean, we got to finish 8th grade out, or we got to finish, the grade before we go to high school out, and then we'll be on to another level. But we still got to finish it out. Like, even though it's the last, like I always say this in my other videos, like, I feel like we all got senioritis, or we all got, we're not going to say lazy, but we just feel tired and we feel like it should be over already type shit. I know a lot of people my age do, but I think that's because it's like we're almost done with this session, but we're still trying to figure the last pieces out. And once the last pieces out, it's like, oh, finally. We just, we see the whole picture if you look at it like a puzzle. And yeah, the vision's finally starting to come together, I feel. But yeah, we had to go through all this to wake up. We had to go, like I said, through all this darkness to find light. And the word nigga, the word black, all that shit is just, it showed us how we really was in a cycle, like in this world. Like, the word niggas is literally went from a heavenly realm and used in a positive light to negative. Now it's transferring back to being positive. It just go to show, the cycle of life. And when you learn history, you really see how it repeats itself, and you start to see, the true kinks and nicks to life, I believe. And I mean, I think it'll show you what the true message is. If we keep repeating from niggas to niggas, then it can go from heaven to hell. I talked about this in a lot. Bobby Hemming talk about it. Brother Panic talk about it. If this world can change from heaven or hell, the mere fact that it can change means that it should be something greater or grander than this outside of this. And like I said in the live chat, I feel like our true destination is our soul or our oneness, not this realm. Even though you might feel like we could be a superhero in this realm, I feel like we still would be our most powerful outside of this realm, because this realm is still about separation, I feel like. Unless we literally connect this world with the heavens, then I don't think our powers will ever be fully just developed on this world. I think we'll have to bring both worlds together, to be honest. And I don't think people think that. I think they have to transfer in this world, but nah, I think this whole world needs a new vibration, and it really need a new detoxing. And if it don't get detoxed, I don't think that we'll be able to fully operate. Because it's like I think people think they have so much control over their lives, but it's like at some point we are a product of our environment. At some point we still have to look at these bills and do all these things. And even though you might say you're mentally over it, this shit's still oppressive. I'm sorry. Like, the fact that you could always lose your life or your kids, and you really cherish that in a sense of you'll think they're gone forever, or you just you don't know how to really deal with it. Like, just having to think about that shit fucks with you. So it's like already showing you, like, this world, the desires will fade, but if the will of God will always be there. Like, your true connection to God, once you find that connection, bro, I say this, like, Like the Black Panther when he went to go see his father and he seen all his other Black Panther ancestors. Like you might not even remember those old ancestors. You might not remember shit, anything. Like, and now you get to see all this bliss. Like you get to see where you truly came from. You get to see where your real home is. And I feel like that's the real that's the real quest. Like even with Black Panther, his father's like, it's finally time to come home. And T'Challa was like, nah, I need to still go work out some shit on this plane. He still had to go put more work in. It wasn't that it was going to be free. He wasn't going to be in a heavenly state. He still wanted to go put some more work in because he still like feel like he had to go save some shit. But honestly, bro, if I get that chance, I don't know if I'm coming back to help you niggas. I don't know if I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna go back to this world and say I got some more work to do. Like I don't think I can do that no more. Cause like I said, bro, I feel like I'm leaving a lot of examples and I like how I feel about this world. And if I actually achieve what I've done, like, and y'all still can't see that shit, like I don't know what else to tell y'all niggas. Like, bro, I'm not here to be your savior. I'm not here to be nobody's savior. I'm just a reflection. And honestly, whatever I'm trying to do, I hope that y'all can grasp from that shit and, you know, take forward and maybe use it in your life. And if you can't, I mean, it is what it is. But I really believe in, you know, the Black people have went through this main struggle of just oppression for at least 400 years or even longer than that. Some people can claim it's thousands if you take the Israelites and the Jews and you say those are really melanated beings that was enslaved by the Pharaoh. There'd be thousands of years that we've been enslaved. And it's like, bro, when even if you're enslaved by blacks, whites, no matter who it is, you just was enslaved by people. You were allowed to be enslaved in this world. Like I said, if the world could be heaven or hell, it should be something better than this. And I mean, like I said, this life could be like it could be a theory. I ain't never saying I got all the answers, but in my eyes, I feel like I do. I guess I should say, but I can't tell you that I'm 100% right. Of course, that's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, everything that I hear, everything that stick with me is really what I'm telling y'all. So I mean, this shit coming from the heart, and I mean, I don't really got no other no other reason to change that shit. To be honest. Well, I mean, if y'all feel like everything about peace and kumbaya, look, brother, I haven't seen that on this plane, so I'm not about to just be preaching that shit. I think it's kind of insane to preach peace if I haven't never really received peace in this world. So, I mean, that's how I stand. And I ain't, like I said, if people can rise with us, good for them. If you can figure out everything you can, just like from an individual perspective, you can figure everything you can by just watching me, good for you. But if you can't, bro, not my problem, bro. But yeah, I'm repeating myself. I'm out.